Hello friends, welcome to Engineering Academy. In this video we'll talk about the running bill and the measurement book. So let's talk about the running bill first. Okay, so suppose that you are a client. Okay, you're a client and you want to build a house for yourself. So the house contains, so this is your house, and it looks really clumsy, but it is just an example. Okay, so this is the house you want to build, and also it got all the site works. Okay, so suppose that the cost of the house is rupees 1 billion. Okay, so if I say in Nepali, it's 1 arba, right? Okay, so the cost is rupees 1 billion. So what do? You hire a contractor. Suppose if you say that the contractor has to start his work from the ground, so this is the site, and after that he does all the work, erects your house, does all the site work, and once the work is completed you pay money to the contractor. So if you do that, then 1 billion is a lot of money, right? And in that situation the contractor might not be able to do your work because he doesn't have that much of money. So in that case, what you say to the contractor is, okay, so do this much of work, I'll pay you the amount, and after that do additional work, I'll pay you additional amount. For example, so you say to the contractor that do the foundation works. Okay, so what he does, this is your site, he does the site clearance work, so digs the pits for the foundation. Okay, so does the excavation work and lays the footing, and up to the plinth level he lays it. Okay, so doing that his cost turns out to be rupees 20 million. So now what do? You pay that money to the contractor. So you pay rupees 20 million to the contractor. So with that money, what he can do, he can pay to his petty contractors, all the petty contractors that he has hired, also to his staff and materials and the workers. Okay, so he can do that, and after that what he does, so he finishes up to the second floor. So let us assume, so this is just one story building, so suppose the other stories are also there. Okay, so he finishes up to the second floor, and what do? So the bill turns out to be rupees 50 billion, million. Okay, what do you do now? You pay that amount to the contractor, and with that money he does again these works, and this is how the project goes on. While he has done up to the plinth level and he comes to you and says that, okay, I have done rupees 20 million work, please pay me, will you believe him? Definitely you wouldn't, right? So what he has to do is he had to prepare a bill. Okay, he has to prepare a bill that contains all the measurements, quantities, quantities, rates, and amount, that is the total sum amount of all the works that he has done so far, and the final amount is the money that you have to pay him. Okay, so it can vary from running bill to running bill. So it is the wish of the contractor that when he wants to pay, or these things are discussed in the beginning of the project. This bill that is presented when the project is running and contains these information is called as the running bill. So what it is called? A running bill. So we know what is a running bill, so let me delete all these things. So we know what a running bill is. Okay, so we know what a running bill is and why it is presented to the client. The purpose of the running bill is to get the money from the client of the work that the contractor has done, so that the contractor can make payment to his workers, to to the petty contractors, his staff, and make some money for himself as well. So let me show you a sample of the running bill. So this is a running bill typically made in Excel, and here it says the detailed measurement sheet. Okay, I don't have a hard copy of the running bill, otherwise I would have shown you. Later when I'll get access to the hard copy, I'll definitely show you how the compiled big running bill looks like. This is just an extraction from the running bill. So this running bill shows the concrete works that the contractor has done so far, and here it says RB4, this is the fourth running bill. For example, I told you earlier that while he did the footing, okay, so while he completed up to the tie beam or the plinth level, he presented his first running bill, and that is called as the RB1, that is the running bill 1 or the first running bill. So after he completed the second floor, he presented the second running bill. This is called as RB2 or the second running bill. Similarly, after completion of the fourth floor, if he presents the running bill, it is called RB3. Okay, and so there is the pre-final running bill. So after completion of the suppose there are only 6 floors, and after completion of the 5th floor, he presents the bill. It is called the pre-final. Okay, so we got development works as well, right? So what we're gonna do is that we got 6th floor, we present the pre-final bill, and after we complete the land development works, we provide the final bill. So this final bill, this will contain information from RB1 up to the final bill. Okay, all this information it will contain. Let me tell you that normally this is not how the project is constructed. Okay, so you don't go on doing the first floor, second floor, third floor. First, what you do, you finish all the concrete works from ground floor up to the top floor. You finish all the concreting works, basic structure. After that, you do what you do, you do the brick masonry works. Okay, so you do the brick masonry works, and after that you do plastering works, and after that you do electrical and plumbing works. So this is how it goes on. Okay, this is just for your understanding, I have told this way, right? Okay, so so let us see the running bill again, and simultaneously the land development works also go on. Alright, so the running bill RB4, so here it says concrete work, so this represents concrete work. Item number 2.1.1a M20 design mix. So this 2.1.1a, it is derived from the BOQ. So while preparing the contract document, we know that what is a BOQ. The BOQ is also given, and there it is listed as item number 2.1.1a, and throughout your all bills, wherever you do the concrete work of M20 grade, it will be represented as item number 2.1.1. So first row is serial number, second row is description, number, length in meters, breadth, height, quantity in meter cube, and the remarks if you have to place any. This is a resort block 2. At this side we have different blocks, block 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the concrete work at block 2, that is the building number 2, at the ground floor. So and ground floor works, footing and combined footing that we did. Combined footing CF9, so that is the name of the combined footing or the designation. So combined footing we did 1, length is 3, breadth is 4.59, height is 0.50. From here we can get this data. I'll tell you when I will talk about the measurement sheet. Okay, similarly we got for the combined footing CF1 and lift opening, and we got the concrete work. So here only the area is represented and the height. So multiplying all these things gives us the quantity. Similarly we do the same quantity measurement for all the works and finally add up. So in this running bill, okay, so let's go on. So we add everything. Similarly we have added the slab and beams or columns that we did. Okay, So total of item number 2.1.1a up to date is 318.66 meter cube. So in running bill for the M20 grade of concrete, the total amount is 318.66, and if the rate is suppose 20,000, then this quantity is multiplied with 20,000 to get the amount of, or rupees amount of, this grade of concrete. And similarly we do for the other works as well. So I'll show you for the let us see what it is, form works. Okay, so we have done the concrete works, right? So concrete works and form works are related because we do the form works and after that only we do the concrete works. So resort block 2, ground floor footing F1, F2, F3, F4. So we saw this combined footing CF9. So these footings were presented in the different annex. So that is annex 1 is here. Okay, so these are the isolated footings, so they were presented differently. Okay, so combined footing CF9 number 1, we got only one number. So for example, footing F1 were 6 in numbers. Combined footing CF9 is only 1 in number. Length is 15.18 and height is 0.50. So we don't need the breadth for the form work because okay, so I'll show you why. Suppose that if this is your combined footing, so this is your combined footing, and okay, all right. Oh, I need a little bit of practice on this. And this is your one column here, another column here. Okay, so you place form work on this face here, on this side and on this side. So what you need the length and you need the height, right? So you don't need any breadth. So this is the form work area that you have to provide. This is how a running bill looks like, and someday I'll show you the hard copy of the running bill, and this will give you an idea how actually a running bill feels like. Okay, so now let us move on and let us talk about the measurement book. So let us talk about now the measurement book. Okay, so what is measurement book, why it is required? Okay, so we just saw the running bill, right? So what we saw is that, so if you got a building here and you got site, so whatever work you do, they are measured and they are presented in the running bill RB, and they are given to the client for the payment. Okay, so client does the payment work, right? So suppose that so what happens is that all the quantities that I showed you earlier, they are taken from the drawings. Okay, so if the engineer is smart, he will definitely figure out how to get those quantities from the drawing. For example, there was concrete work, right? So there was length, there was breadth, there was height. Okay, so for any column or beam, you must know which drawing to see, okay, and how to see, whether to see the plan or whether to see the section. For length and breadth, we see the plan normally, okay, and for the height we see the section. Okay, so from the plan you get the length of any quantity that we want to measure, you get the breadth, you get the height, and you finally derive the quantity, and multiplying the quantity with the rate, you get the amount. Okay, but there is something, and that is not every quantity or not everything that you do at the site is available at the drawing. The reason is that the works such as stone masonry works or Gavin wall works or site development works, basically they cannot be presented in the drawing accurately. For example, suppose that you have to build a masonry wall here. Okay, so you have to build a masonry wall here. Okay, so at the site itself, what do you do? So this the drawing of this masonry wall cannot be accurately presented in the drawing. So what you do is that at the site you make the excavation necessary and you make this wall. Okay, now that you have made the wall, you have to claim this thing in your running bill. So you have to claim this thing in your running bill. So you have to tell in the running bill that you have to constructed this wall, or you have built this wall and you need the payment for it. For presenting this thing in the running bill, what you need the quantity of the work that you have done. For that you need its length, you need its breadth, you need its height. So what it is done at the site is that, so after the work is done, so we got three parties, that is 3C at the site. That is, one is the client, the consultant, and the contractor. The representative of the client, consultant, and the contractor, they all go at this location. So they all go at this location. Okay, so these three bodies, they will go at this location and they will measure the length. Okay, they will measure the breadth and they will also measure the height. So they will measure all these things. These things will be recorded temporarily at the site in a book that is called the measurement book, or we call at the site MB, that is the measurement book. So measurement book contains the information or the quantity of the work that is done at the site, and that is not available in the drawing. It is not necessary that the thing that you have to measure is not available in the drawing. So it might be available in the drawing, so you might get the information from the drawing as well. So it is entirely on the intention of the person who prepares the bill. So generally it is the project manager who does that work. It is entirely his wish whether he wants to do it from the drawing or from the site. Most of the project managers, they will prefer to take things that are available in the drawing, and whatever things that are not presented in the drawing, or the information that cannot be obtained from the drawing, so they will tell their fellow engineers or supervisors to measure at the site and get him the quantities. All the information, length, breadth, height, is available in the measurement book or recorded in the measurement book. So this measurement book is simply a register. Okay, all right, so this measurement book, we record the quantity, and after recording it, what we do is that the consultant representative and the client representative and the contractor representative, they all have to sign here confirming that this quantity is accurate. Suppose that after 1 month of this work has been done or has been recorded, the running bill is prepared after 1 month. All right, 1 month. Okay, so a running bill is prepared. So what the project manager will do, he will look into the measurement book and he will record each and everything that has been recorded here into the running bill and claim the money for the work that he has done. So this is the definition of the measurement book. So I'll show you a bill where the measurement book has been presented. So this is the detailed measurement sheet. Similarly, so it's the masonry work, item number 1.2.1, stone masonry works in 1:6 cement, sand, mortar. So backside retaining wall of block 1. So outside building long span number is 1 number, length is this, breadth, height, and the quantity. So all these things, they are not present in the drawing, and they are obtained from the running bill, and they are directly presented here. So while checking the bill, so while checking the bill, what now the consultant or the client engineer will do, they will get the measurement book. Okay, so they got the running bill. All right, so they have to check the bill if it is accurate or not. So they will get the running bill and they will tally the contents of the running bill as well as the measurement book, whether or not both of them match. Okay, so this is what a running bill is, and this is what a measurement book is. So running bill is basically a bill that is presented to the client for the payment, and it contains the amount of the work that has been done so far in any project. And measurement book is a register or a book that is maintained at the site for measuring the quantities that have been done beyond the scope of the project or beyond the scope of the drawing. Beyond the scope of the project means that while the contract is awarded, so the contractor is told that he has to do this much of work and this much of amount of work. Not every project is 100% accurate in the scope. That means so it is not necessary that 100% of the work is done as per the BOQ. Okay, so sometimes the contractor has to do some additional works, right? So that arise at the site while the project is being done, and those works he has to do. So those extra works that are not present in BOQ are also recorded in the measurement book, and when the bill is prepared, the data from the measurement book is taken in order to present in the running bill. So this is the role of the running bill and the measurement in any construction project. Hope the concept is clear. If you have any question, always feel free to write in the comment section. Hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching and take care.